So we know that the quarterback thing is going to be something to watch. We also know that John Lynch was asked about what's his theme of the draft or what does he think of the draft, and he said he thought the theme was that it's a real deep draft class. Almost as if to suggest, Jesse, that if you're sitting there thinking that we're going to trade up from 99, 101, 102 for, a higher pick, don't don't think that because we're going to have to be patient, but we really love the depth of this draft and they feel like there's going to be good players right there on the board for them. That's going to be like fireworks at the end of the third round. What do you think? I mean, if you had to wager, I mean, what's the primary need going into the draft in your mind?
Ooh, I think there's a few of them for sure. And I mean, I think that you could make an argument for probably four positions to be a primary need. I think safety
Okay.
could be a primary need. I mean, you've got really two of them that I think you can count on. One of them's like 33 years old. I think outside corner could be a primary need because outside of Ward and Lenore, I mean, who do you really have that you can trust? I think edge could be a primary need because we don't know who's going to go opposite of Bosa. Is it going to be Drake Jackson? Does he take a leap? What do they think of him? And then, of course, I mean, offensive line could be a primary need. I don't know. I think that, but I think that's what makes this good is that the 49ers have multiple spots that they really could go with. And I think that that might be another reason, too, that they're not going to just fall in love with one guy at a specific position, knowing that they really could use all four. And so those three draft spots might be really, really crucial to keep them all.
Yeah, I mean, I've got no problem with them sitting right there and drafting. I guess I would argue, I think, it came out. I don't know if you read the Matt Barrows piece in The Athletic earlier this week, but Barrows wrote a piece about how maybe in the minds of 49er people that Colton McKivitz might actually be a pass protecting upgrade on Mike McGlinchey. So I thought that was an interesting perspective. So you got him taking over for McGlinchey. Obviously, right tackle is the biggest weakness on the line. So then it's a matter of, can you upgrade from McKivitz? Well, you probably can. Then you've got at the corner, you have Charvarius and Diamador Lenore. You brought in Isaiah Oliver. You definitely could upgrade a little bit there. I agree with you at safety. To me, though, the far and away the number one need's got to be the edge rusher, right? I mean, you lost Ebukam, you lost Amenahue, you lost Jordan Willis. All those guys were good. And who did you replace them with? Austin Bryant and Cleveland Farrell. And I love Drake Jackson. I think he's a terrific young guy, and I love him as a prospect. But they need more there. So to
I think
me, it's
Kerry
like
Hyder helps a little.
Kerry
Maybe just
Hyder
a
helps a
little
little.
bit.
I mean, his motor, and he's just versatile. But they could use the question I would have, and it's funny. I was thinking, the Niners are looking for probably somebody like 265, 270. That's usually what they look for. But then I was talking to somebody who knows them pretty well and said, you know what? Don't be shocked if they go for like a Will McDonald or somebody who's more like a speed edge guy opposite Bosa, who's really going to be like like Nolan Smith might be the ideal, or Will McDonald the fourth at Iowa State, or Derek Hall from Auburn. Guys who are, maybe they're sub 260. Jose Ramirez or Nick Hampton from Appalachian State. These guys are 245, 250, but they're awesome coming off the edge. What do you think? I mean, do you have an idea? Do you think the Niners would go for a smaller defensive end, or do you think in their scheme they want more like what they had with Amenahue, like what they had with Ebukam, somebody who's closer to 270?
I definitely think that they could go with the speed rusher. I mean, think about when they were humming at their best in 2019. It was when D Ford was on the field. When he went out, there was a noticeable difference. For as much talent that was on this defensive line, D Ford was actually kind of that key cog that when he was on the field, they were historically great. But when he was off, it was like, yeah, I mean, they're good, but they're definitely missing something. That speed rusher is definitely something that I could see them wanting. And, I don't know what they think of Drake Jackson, but Drake Jackson is a freak athlete. And you could kind of see that maybe. But even if it means that it's a guy that comes in just on third down, at least early in his career, and plays in a 2-point stance, and just rushes off the edge, I definitely could see that being somewhere that they go.